Okay, am I live? Sorry, everybody. I do not know what's going on with YouTube. It's got all this crazy stuff, new stuff on there. I don't know. I'm sorry. I guess I'm going to have to go back to YouTube University and find out what the new things are. Okay. Let me bring my screen up and move you guys back. Let's see how this looks. Because okay, I'm sideways. Of course I'm sideways. Let's see if it'll let me. I'm trying to see if I can fix the orientation. No. Let's see. No. All right, hold on. Let me flip the phone. Close your eyes for a minute. Now see, now my screen tells me to orientation is locked, rotate the device. I don't know. All right, we're going to have to deal with a little screen. Sorry. That's better. At least I'm not sideways, right? But now we have a little screen. Okay. I guess I'll try to figure it out for next week. So, okay, let me move it down a little bit. At least you can see that. Okay. Whew, boy. What a challenge. We don't need challenges on Sunday. Do we? Okay. Sorry. Very, very sorry about that. I don't know what YouTube has done to make it more difficult to go live. You should just be able to push a couple buttons and, you know, ta-da, you're done. All right, let's see who we have here. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Brenda. Hello, Linda D. Hello, Mary. Hi, Donna Dixon. Hello, Polly. Hello, Cat Lady who sews. Hi, Libby. I know, Linda. I agree. Us old people need things to, you know, not change so much, right? I shouldn't have had to turn my phone. It was, anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on. Hello, Joyce. Hi, Lori. Hi, Terry. You like the long view? Brenda? Yeah, lives are always something. I agree, Lori. Hi, Donna H. Hello, Terry. Got two Terrys in here today. Hi, Kathy. Hello, June. Hi, Cindy. How are you doing? Hi, Godson. How are you doing? Hi, Katie. How are you feeling, sweetheart? So we'll send out some prayers for Katie. She hasn't been feeling well. So been praying for her. Hello, Katie. 3 Terrys. Hi, Jan. Hello, Tom. Having a problem with my buttons on my chat now. All right. Just give me a minute. Hi, Rita. I'm getting ready to sew, Tom. Katie says we have the pain back under control now, so I'm hanging in there. That's good, 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 good. I hope they find out what's going on. Hi, Jamie. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but yeah, the weather's cooled down. I think we're stuck in fall. We'll see. I would like it to warm up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to do that. So I'm going to work on the friendship quilt today, and I want to show you the sew sampler box now that everything seems to be working. So that's what I'm going to work on today because I would like to get this quilt put together. I'm almost done with all my units, you know, the smaller blocks. And then I'll probably turn the camera, if I can, and put this up on the design wall and, you know, figure out where they're going to go. I mean, you don't have to do that. If I can put them together without doing it, then I will. But I kind of like to make sure that my units aren't, you know, I don't have two colors that are the same. But in the last one that I made, there were a couple of colors that ended up next to each other, and it didn't really look too bad, so it might be all right. So I have one completed block. So excited about the potato chip one. Awesome. That's good, Rita. Did you take a picture of it yet, Rita? Katie wants to know. Hi, Joan. Joan's binding on a Cotton Cuts Wild West quilt. Awesome. Hubby will be happy since it's for him. That's good. Oh, good, Kathy. You're welcome. Printed the pattern out for this today. Good, good. Hi, Gladys. Oh, I'll have to go look, Katie. Katie says that there's a post from Pat on her quilt block, her quilt for this block. Hi, Jaja. How are you doing? Joyce completed 16 blocks with cornerstones and sashing. Now all I have to do is borders. Well, how do you like it with the cornerstones and sashing? I want to see that. Have I seen that yet? I might have. Sounds like it's raining. Well, I sure hope that puts out these fires. All right, so I don't really, do I need to give you all the pattern again and go from the beginning? Let me know if anybody needs that. Otherwise, I'm just going to start putting the chips together after I show you the sew sampler box. So you guys can get your stuff ready for sewing, whatever you're going to sew. This is a sew sampler box from last month, September. Probably have already seen it already, but that's okay. Bees and braids. And we'll see if my camera turns the words the right way. Probably won't, but. Is anybody doing the Socialites 3? Looks like that's coming up October 10th. It's a quilt along from the Fat Quarter Shop. Socialites 3, October 10th. There's going to be some live streams. Huh. Also, there's some discount codes on here and some other free quilts. So, free quilt patterns for jelly rolls. Gotta like that. Hi, Suzanne. Jamie's going to do the Socialites. I'm going to look at it. I think I'll leave this out so I remember to go look. You can either put it in my Facebook group or you can send it to me in an email, Rita. Katie did Socialites 2. We'll probably do 3. Yeah, or my Facebook group. Both of which are in the description box below the video here. So, okay. I'm going to check out the Socialite thing and see if I want to do that. So here's the box. Another half a jelly roll. Dang it. I was hoping I was getting rid of these. I guess I'm going to have to sew another friendship quilt. Maybe I'll do a baby one. I'll show you that in just a minute. But it is sun drenched. It's by Moda. And let me get the card because I can't see that small print. Dutch braids, sun drenched, jelly roll. So I'm guessing this fabric probably has bees on it. $26.98 is the value. And there's probably like 20 in here. Oh, 24 it looks like. Huh, that's good. I don't see where it says how many strips on here, but and it's not on here either. Oh well, I counted them. Should be 24. Oh, that's nice, Katie. Katie says, the nice thing is if you don't like the block from the current sew along, you can replace it with one from the previous two. I like that idea. I'm cutting fabric for my Hobbit-inspired quilted robe. Oh, nice. Okay. Next thing in here is a quilting project notebook. It's like a steno pad. Okay. It's pretty. I like the color. So you have a place to list your projects. Front and back. It's like 150 spots. That's a lot of projects. And then it has spots for project details. So that's nice. Can always use one of those. This is $13.98. I'll have to try it. I like it. Oh, hey, we got a seam ripper. Seam ripper by Clover. I needed a new seam ripper. They, you know, depending on how much you use them, you know, they go dull pretty fast and can't really sharpen them. So it's a pink one. It's nice. It's got a little cover for the blade, you know, which doesn't really fit on. I mean, it covers it, but it'll probably fall off. But it'll work right here. You know? Nope. Won't fit in there because of this gripper. But that's all right. So I'll try that seam ripper out because I'm going to need it today. I can tell you that already. All right. We got some more of these jelly. Okay, this is a 5-inch jelly braid paper. So Fat Quarter Shop really likes doing these papers. But it does help with making everything really precise. And that is $16.98. Triangles on a roll. 5-inch wide finished braid rows. I might want to try that. I wish I used table runners because this would be really good for that. All right. And the pattern is Dutch braids. It's a table runner. It also would be kind of cool to do your border like that in a Dutch braid. And then the flowering. Now my laptop just went off. Oh boy. It's back. Having all kinds of troubles. It's gone again. What the heck? Oh, that's a good idea. Doing braids on sides of panels. This is, oh, I hope you guys can hear me. It should come back up. I don't know if it's a TeresaLouise computer problem or a YouTube problem. Or it could be both. Okay, thanks, Donna. Hi, Valerie. Yeah, it would be a great border. All right. Well, my laptop's having a fit. This is the block for the month. Okay, that was all that's in there. So pretty good. Half a jelly roll, a pattern, papers, seam ripper, and this notebook. Not a bad box, and I think I will try these. And I want to open this. Oh, looks like my computer's working again. Thanks, June. Thanks, Valerie. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Suzanne. Hi, Nikki. Thank you. Thanks, Terry. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get jelly roll dust all over the table here. It's so small, I can't read it. Unless I got my other glasses out. I wanted to tell you who the designer is, but this is really pretty. It's blues and different shades of blues and cream and kind of a mustardy yellow color. Let me get my Lori Holt glasses out. It's pretty bad when you got to use two pairs of glasses to read. Sweet Fire. Read. I don't know. Design. I don't know why they didn't put it in the on here. Let's see. Oh, they're calling that color butterscotch. Sky blue and ivory prints. They don't even tell you the designer. Oh, Sweet Fire Road for Moda. Okay. Boy, what a day, huh? Yeah, this is really pretty. I like that one. So that's the butterscotch color. I like that one too. I like smaller prints, I think. There's the bees. Butterscotch bees. I like that one. And that one. There's a nice stripe for you. A few different choices. A polka dot. So there you go. Isn't that pretty? I like it. Okay, I'm just going to set it aside for now, and I'll roll it back up later. I accidentally left the heater on up here, and so now it's like really warm. Fabric goes with my shirt. That's funny. Hi, Melissa. Hey, Lily. So, yeah, I think the box was okay. So, I have about 10 more of my units to put together. Okay. So, I'll get started on that. So, this is what the block for the friendship. So, if you don't know already, these chips, what they call potato chips, are 4.5 by 2.5. And so this is a variation of the potato chip block, which I am calling friend chip, because the star in the middle resembles a friendship star, right? So that's one put together. And then I have a bunch of the units ready to put together. But I still have 10 more to do before I start putting those together. And this is the kind of the layout, right? So that's one block. So let me do that one first, or what the unit looks like. What I'm calling it a unit, but some people, you could call it a block. So you take your chips, and the one in the middle, you're going to put it together on the long seam, and then you're going to have, after you sew this one together, you're going to put one on the bottom, one on the top, and sew these together. And then you're going to have a bunch of sew-in flips, which is your star fabric, your accent, right? And you're going to do a sew-in flip in the corner. Make sure I have that going the right way there. Okay. That corner. All right. And after you sew those together, you're going to sew another chip onto your accent, right? So it'll be this, like that, and like that. So these two will go together. And then you'll have two more on the other side, like this. Sew them in a strip, like that, and that. Once you sew these together into a strip, then you'll sew it to your centerpiece on both sides. Just make sure your accent fabric is in the lower right-hand corner of each of these units. Okay. So that's what it looks like after you sew it together. And your accent fabric will be in the lower right-hand corner of every one of these that you make. After you get 4 of those made, 4 of these, you'll sew them together and your star meets in the middle, like so. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's a YouTube thing. If the picture is backwards, nothing I can do about it. That's why I keep saying on the right-hand side of the block. It might look like it's on the left-hand side, but it's not. It's on the right-hand side. And I'm sorry, I can't fix the way the view is. We've been having this problem every week. So, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and get to sewing. Hi, Giovanna. The chat covers my hands? Oh. You must be on, oh, you're on your device. I'm on my laptop, so I don't see that. Yeah, on my laptop, it's on the side. Hey, Sylvia. Oh, good. I'm glad you've got the write-up. Yeah, if you need the instructions, which I would hold this up now, but it's not, if it's showing backwards, then that's not going to do you any good. But you can go over to my main YouTube page and go, over into my community tabs and look for the post. I have all of the requirements, for your supplies listed, and I even have a little picture of the unit. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Get to sewing. I haven't seen that on the YouTube live, but they did add a bunch of little icon things on the side there, and I'm not sure what they're all for, so. YouTube did something quite a few months ago, and because my camera is set correctly, the settings internally on my own camera, they are set correctly for the proper view. So I don't know why YouTube Live is not picking that up anymore. Maybe if I flip it back the old way on my camera, I'll have to test that. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Okay, so I have some of these sewn together already. And this is my right hand. Here's the middle piece. And so I need one for on top. And I'm starting to run out of colors here. Plus, I sewed a bunch of these together. More than I needed. Put this one on the bottom. So I hope I don't run out of good colors here. Maybe I'll put this one. That looks all right. Hi, Susan. Oh, that's weird. All right. Let me press these down. I haven't done anything on my horse collage for like over 2 weeks. So we got the results back from our test from last week, and everything looks okay. So that's good. Brandon had his I think I'm going to use, no, I can't use that one. Every 6 months, he has to go in and get a CAT scan on his lungs. He had that done. And she said, I want this one there. As far as she could tell, she doesn't see any changes, but she's got to send it into the guy that reads it, the lung doctor. I think I have too many of these in here. But yeah, I'm running out of options. And so, because of how old I am, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And because of how long I smoked, she wanted to do a CAT scan of my lungs, which is like a preventative service, medical service, I guess. No, that's too light. So, because I have, I had asthma, I have asthma. I thought, yeah, go ahead and might as well go ahead and do it, So I had that done, and it came back negative for cancer, so that's good. I'm glad to hear that. There. Okay. I think I like that one better. All right. So now, this piece is already sewn. I'm just going to sew one on top. Sew a chip on top. Gotta turn the sewing machine on, though. Yeah, that is really good. Okay, Giovanna. Sounds good. I hope I'm not too loud. I know, Susan. Yeah, it is always something with YouTube. And there went my laptop again. I guess I should have brought Brandon's laptop up here. I better go ahead and break down and get me a new one because this one doesn't have much life left. Hi, Agnes. Hi, Kelsey. My voice is relaxing. Thank you. So, I'm sure most of you already know this, but Donna's little granddaughter is back in the hospital. So if you could say some prayers for her, that would be much appreciated. Okay, so now that's together. And I always do this one that's on the right. I just put it on first, so I know I have it on there correctly, how I want it. Okay, and now go ahead and put the other side on. I shouldn't have opened that jelly roll. So now I got all that dust in my throat. Calming and peaceful. Thanks, Melissa. Okay, and there it is. And I'm just going to set that aside. Keep going here. Grab another one for my middle. Yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. Okay, now for the top, something for the bottom. Can't use that one. And that'll work. Okay. Need to press this. I could have just finger pressed it, but what the heck. The iron's over here. It's hot. Okay. I'll go ahead and sew my top on there. Now the bottom. Hi, Linda. Oh, welcome. Glad you could join us today. We're working on my friendship quilt. Kind of sew along that we've been doing for the last few weeks. Okay, now I'll go ahead and press that. One of the things I like about this block is you don't have all those seams to match up. So that makes it kind of nice, right? No nesting seams. Yeah, that side's done. Let's grab this other piece. Hi, Lynn. Oh, good. She said, I'm going to make this whenever my jelly roll shows up in the mail. At least that's my plan. Yeah, the next one I want to make is going to probably be like a Quilt of Valor one. But I might try to change it up a little bit and add a few more stars. Okay, that one's done. Oh, you did your seams open? Yeah, I didn't. I just iron them whichever direction they want to go. Mainly because, you know, you're not, you don't have to nest these seams together, so. All right, there's that one. Do this. Blue one there. And green. Looks all right. Okay. There's that. Now put a chip on the bottom. Oh yeah, I need to get back over there and work on my horse. So need to clean up my sewing room. Now that it's the 1st of October, well, actually it's the 5th of October, but I need to do those first of the month cleanup things, you know, like clean the sewing machine, clean the sewing room, put stuff away. I have a bunch of mending things too I need to do. The list just seems to keep getting bigger. But now that winter's coming, I'll be up here a lot more often. All right, now this one. Hey Joe, how's it going? Ooh, popcorn, that sounds good. Yeah, I think it is a great way to use up a bunch of scraps, Rita. I wish you could share that popcorn too. I think the reason why I couldn't go live earlier is because it wouldn't let me go live with my phone on horizontal. Even though I selected that I wanted horizontal view, it wouldn't do it. All right, now this side. And these go together pretty fast. If you want to chain piece, it would be even faster. Some of these I did chain piece. Then I ended up sewing a whole bunch of these, more than I needed. But it still goes pretty fast. Here's the next one. All right. You chain stitched. Hey, Kathy Quilts, how's it going? All right. Now, I need to count all of these units up that I've made. Because according to my math, I should be using all these chips. So, hopefully I didn't mess up somewhere. This one there. And if I did sew too many of these, I can always unstitch them, right? Okay, here we go. I'm doing okay, Kathy. Thank you. Thanks, Katie. How far have you gotten on yours? I know you not feeling well, but I haven't had a chance to catch up with you. Whoop. Missed the button there. I have 3 finished blocks with the 4th needing the final sewing of 2 halves. Then of course you know what happened, so no sewing since. All right, there's that one, and it just keeps on going. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep yourself sewing. So long. My screen went blank again. I said keep doing that. I guess it didn't want me to sing. Oh. Now I heard it shut off. Okay. What the heck? Maybe it was getting too hot. That could be. It is fairly warm. Though I have it on a stand so that the fan gets air. But because it's, you know, I might need to do that. Maybe after this live, I will clean the fan area out. When you are in the sewing room and you have all this dust, I'm sure your laptops and stuff can get clogged up. So, and I can't see the chat over there at all. Oh, there, it's back. Hi, Harriet. You have 2 rows finished and working on the 3rd? Oh, awesome. Well, how do you keep the fabric dust out of your sewing room, Rita? Tell me that trick. Not to mention all the dog dander. Okay, there's another one. Yippee skippy. Oh, really? That's what was happening with you, Susan? Oh, cool. Yeah, I have air sanitizer things downstairs, which that really helps. Or air filters, whatever. I have 2 of them going. Especially during these fires. It really helps a lot. Okay, here's this one, this one. Looks like I got 3 more to do. And then I'm going to count those. Make sure I have the right number. Huh, and your laptop isn't as old as mine. Oh, that's cool, Harriet. Yeah, you can give the pattern to whoever you would like. It's a free pattern. I don't have a problem with that. Share it, share it, share it. And anybody who has a channel that wants to do this pattern on their channel is more than welcome to also, you know. I I feel like, you know, there are so many sewing channels out there, and that's cool because everybody learns differently. And so you may have a different way of teaching this block that somebody out there will learn it better from you than from me, and I'm okay with that. So go for it. All right, I have run out of really dark colors. So I'm probably, oh, I just found another one of these. Dang. So that's probably 4 more to go. I hope I have enough fabric left. All right. Oh, no, there's another one. What are those doing over there? Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to take something apart. You know, I might have more of these sew and flips than what I needed, because I only have one of these left after this one. Oh, I think I'm going to take this one apart because I want that dark piece. I want this dark fabric. That new seam ripper works pretty good. It feels really cheap, you know, just plastic. All right. Not, you know, not that that's a bad thing, but it's not like a high dollar seam ripper. Okay, there we go. I'm okay with that. The pattern name is Friend Chip Quilt. It's over in my post on my channel, you know, over on my main page, YouTube page. So it has all of the fabric requirements that you need and kind of a layout also. It's just handwritten. Okay. Well, that's what I thought I did, was made 48 of these. So, but I could have miscounted. Oh. I'll count up my units here in a minute and see what I got. Or I'll just keep sewing until I'm all out of chips. if I do have extra, I could always make a pillow or, you know, something like that to go with the quilt. Oh, good, Kathy. I hope you make it. You should make it with your friends over there on the channel. That would be a fun project. Fun and easy. I think like for your beginner sewers, if they don't want to do the sew and flip for the star, you could just do the potato chip block. Be great for beginners learning how to do their 1/4 inch seams. Um, and one of the reasons why I think it's good for beginners is because you don't have to with the unit with this block, you don't have to line up your seams, which is good, you know, which is really good for beginners. And since it only has one sew and flip, and this is the piece I'm calling a sew and flip. Look, right here. That one, it's pretty easy to make. All right. Geez, I thought I only had 2 left, and now I have 4. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Hey, Loris up. How you doing? Hi, Susan, you're out. Oh, no, I don't. I quit buying those specialty boxes, Kathy. So, no. I did think about getting Missouri Star Advent box this year, but with all the medical stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'm running out of good options here. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take this one apart. This one is pretty light, but that's okay. It'll do. Have you, Susan? Well, I'm glad you're here. Well, looks like Laura ordered the Jolly Box. Yeah, it's hard not to get all the things, right? But those boxes have kind of gone up in price, and you know. I've gotten the Halloween, um, the July box, 4th of July box. I don't know if I ever got the Christmas one or the Jolly box. How much is it this year? Yeah, I missed the cutoff date too. Oh, that's your favorite box, Kathy? I should go back and look at them. Do you remember how much it was? Probably like 65 or something like that. If they put Lala Batik fabric in it, I might be all in. No, Katie got out of the hospital this morning, her time. Oh, okay, Kathy. That's not bad. $54 plus the fee plus shipping probably. I'll have to go look it up. But I want to watch some other videos first because I don't remember what was in there last year. All those are pretty light, but not much I can do about it. Hi, Zaza. Okay, thanks for popping in. There's that one. Woohoo! One more. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll do this one because it has a piece of dark fabric. And am I out of centers? Yeah, I'm out of centers. That's all right. Let's see if I have enough for one more. This will be my center. And then here's a top. There's a bottom. There we go. Okay, so So something's messed up in my calculations. I want to, I have 5 chips left and 2 of these. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm looking around for fabric that may have fallen down somewhere. There's some triangles. Huh. I guess I'm going to have to redo the math on my pattern. Could be. Let me take these off of there. No. I don't see anything anywhere. All right. Well, I'll sew this together, and then I'll count my units and see where I'm off. Now, would I rather have this piece up here? Nah. This will be fine. All right. Oops. So Nico gets to stay home with you, Katie? That's good. When was he supposed to head back out? Boy, I hope I have all the units here that I need. Here went my laptop again. Yes, pain is very exhausting. I can testify to that. Last night I woke up because my back was aching me. And then both my legs started aching. So I took a pain medication. But I had to lay there for, I laid there for like an hour and a half or so before I could fall back to sleep. And I almost got up. And I thought, no, I'm just going to lay here. I'll listen to my book. And if I fall back to sleep, great. And I did fall back to sleep. So. But of course, I still feel tired. And that's the other thing about pain. It makes you so tired. And then it can be depressing. I mean, all the things, right? If I ate a fresh turkey, I would make me even more tired. I don't know about you guys, but turkey makes me tired. The jelly roll is, the Jolly box is $54.99 plus $4.99 reserve fee. And my statement says free shipping. Oh. After it's available to ship, the price is $60. Oh, wow. Then it really does go up. So let's say 55 and plus the 5. So it's $60 pretty much right now. So you're saving about $7 if you get it on pre-order. That's a pretty good deal. Thank you for that information, Kathy. Hi, Jean. Oh, yeah, definitely. Me too, Laura. That's exactly why I started too. It is, quilting or piecing quilts can be very distracting. For sure. And you still feel like you're accomplishing something. At least that's how it makes me feel. All right. There we go. Now I can press these, count up what I have. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take these two apart. I don't know why I have extra chips. Unless I did my math wrong. Which could be. 4, 5, and then I have 2 like this. But I will, no big deal. That's that's not very much left over, right? All right, so I'll get those pressed. What time is it? 3:06. I'm just going to keep going after I get up and move around a little bit. Besides, there's not enough there to do another block. Oh, there is. If I take this one off, I can get one more unit. But this block is going to be really light in color. And then that would be, I only had one sew and flip that was extra. Which is really strange. But, you know, instead of making 48, I could have made 49. All right. I think I will go ahead and put this together. Because I bet you I'm going to need it. You missed the spooky box and you love the fabric in it? Okay, I need to stand up for a minute. I'm just going to move these over here. Get up and walk around a little bit. Feels like it's about 55 or so outside. But it's super cloudy. Big, fat, fluffy clouds. Now, if you want to, you can get a ruler and make sure all your blocks are the correct size. these units should be 8.5 square, depending on your 1/4 inch seam. And before you cut any of them to make them 8.5, you know, measure a few of them. If they're all a little bit over, just leave them be, you know. They don't have to be 8.5. But being square would be a good thing. So if one side is off a little bit compared to the other side, I would trim that down a little bit. Now go through and press these really flat first. I am still not using steam, and I'm not using starch either. But if you really do want to use starch on this, then I would do it on this part of the unit. Do it to, you know, starch all of them and then measure them and trim them down to a square block. But you might end up with an 8-inch or 8.25 inch. I'll look at the chat in just a minute. My tummy's growling. Okay. Yeah, things are getting chilly. That's for sure. Oh, 83. That sounds nice. Oh, you're in Olympia? I used to live over in Oregon, but Eastern Oregon. Donna, I do use steam and starch on other blocks, but because this was a jelly roll and I needed them to be 2.5 inches by 4.5 inch, I didn't really want to use starch on the strips because I wanted to keep my 2.5 inch wide. And that's why I'm not using starch or seam on any of this. Lynn is dating Jack. Oh no, Nikki is in a drought. Yeah, we were too, but we've been getting rain and it's been really cloudy and cold, so. Sleigh Bell's Quilt is calling me. Oh, that sounds like fun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sew this last block or unit. I probably change clothes like 3 times a day. Like I have my morning clothes, which is kind of like a pajamas. And I'm probably in those for 3 or 4 hours every morning while I'm doing stuff. And then I get dressed and I put on some blue jeans and maybe a sweatshirt or a blouse or something. And then I wear that for, until about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then I put my put lounge pants on because I can only stand to wear blue jeans for so long till they really start bothering me. Then I wear my loungy clothes for the rest of the day. And then put my PJs back on before I go to bed. So that's a lot of changing clothes, right? Actually, on the days where I know I'm not going to go anywhere, like I'm not going to go to the post office or the store, sometimes I'll just wear my lounge pants all day. Starting to get back into time to wear my long johns. Oh, cool, Linda. I wouldn't mind living in an area that's a little warmer, but we've lived here for about 10 years now, and I think I've gotten a little bit more used to the cold. So, okay, almost done. Then I can start sewing these bad boys together. And that goes pretty fast. Oops, forgot to sew this one together. machine is fast when you let it be. I can hear somebody snoring. Larissa, did you see the info regarding rag quilts I shared? That's from Kathy R. Well, she's not too loud. Just a little bit of snoring. I was watching funny dog videos this morning. Boys, those just crack me up. If you need a good laugh, go on YouTube and watch some funny pet videos, cats and dogs and stuff. Those husky dogs, boy, they are quite the characters. 2 more to iron. At least everything is green again, or getting green. For a little while until the snow falls. Because my yard was really dried up. I feel like I'm ready for a nap. All right, so I did use all of my chips out of that jelly roll. I had 42 strips, 42 jelly roll strips. And I cut 336 chips out of that. And according to my pattern math, for a 12 block quilt, you use all of those chips. All right, now I'm going to count. I'll count all these units. Make sure I have, I think I said 48. Is that right? Make 48. Yep. So hopefully that math part was right. Okay. Oh yeah, I like bird videos too. Or squirrels. Those are pretty funny. I'm going to put these in. Count of 10. 1. Okay, there's 40. And I have 1 sewn together already. So that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So that means I had 48 of these units. So it's a good thing I sewed that last one together, that those pieces I had, because I did need all of them. All right, now I can start sewing all these together. Now I could just pile this up and sew them, you know, don't care about placement, other than I want all of my stars to line up in the middle, right? So be like this. Pile them up like that. And then I could just chain piece. I think I have I don't know if I have a stitch in the ditch foot or not. Thanks, Linda. So I could, I could chain piece. Yep, they're all the correct way. So by putting your accent fabric with your sew and flip all in the lower right hand corner, when you turn your block, turn the unit so that your stars are all in the middle, you get a star. Yeah, I love Lala Boutique fabric. She does such a good job. Now, what time is it? 3:30. So I've been on for 2 hours. Should I keep sewing? I think I might. I think I will. So for a little while longer. If you would like to stay, you're welcome to. Hey, Teresa. I think her only comment about rag quilts was she put something in maybe in the Facebook group. Might have been over on Katie's. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to sew a little bit longer. So if you guys want to stay, you're welcome to. I know there's other people coming on. There's a premiere coming on. I can't remember who they are. And of course, Tiffany's Quilting Life, she doesn't come on for another 2 hour and a half. So sit here and drink a little bit of my tea. Oh, thanks, Laura. Thanks, Brownie. She's still sewing. Kathy's staying. Thanks, Kathy. Thanks, Linda. It's kind of sunny out. Okay, Donna. Awesome. What's up, Willa? Are you staying? Willa says she'll stay. Come here. What a good little girl you are. You better go get a drink of water or something. There's a lot of licking there. Except for your mouth doesn't look dry. She's such a good girl. Yeah. There's a good girl. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. You can go lay out on the deck, Lola. Oh, the sun came out. Kind of. It's still cloudy, and there's a great big rain cloud coming up over the house. So it's starting to turn dark and ominous. I think it's going to rain. Oh, there goes my chat again. God darn it. This community is better than Google. You ask a question and you always get great ideas and input. That's for sure, Laura. Oh no, Lynn. I hate using a doll seam ripper. I mean, it's bad enough that you got to do it anyway, and then your seam ripper's doll. No fun. Valerie. Well, if Will is staying, so am I. She went and got on her dog bed. I think she has one of the most comfortable dog beds. I took 2 king-size pillows that were full of feathers. I mean, and they're like packed full of feathers. So they're like, you know, really thick. And they're squished in together. So she's got this nice big fluffy dog bed. She she loves it. She curls up over there and gets a good nap. She's a lucky dog. And I'm a lucky human. Okay, back to sewing. Hey, Jody. No, Kathy, I won't pick out the backing until I get ready to quilt it. Or, I don't know. I'll, once I get this all pieced together, I might go ahead and look over there and see if I have something that'll work for the backing. And if I do, then I'll put the two together in the closet. But then if I don't, then, you know. Okay, I'm going to chain piece, so I'm just going to move these out of my way and bring these down here. And then I'm just going to flip them over. And as long as these two look okay next to each other, I'm just going to go ahead and sew them together, okay? So again, you don't have anything, no seams to match up. Just make sure your top and your bottoms are lined up and you'll be good. Okay, and I'm just going to keep going one after the other. So this is what they call chain piecing. And sometimes if I have too much, oh, you can't really see. Let me turn this just a little bit. If I have too many strings hanging out, I just go ahead and catch some of those right now. Okay. That's one thing I like about this block is you don't have seams really to line up. So you can just buzz right through it, you know. Okay, so now I have two fabrics that are the same, so I'm going to put this one under. Okay, that looks all right. So that's all I'm checking for is that, now here's another one. So I'll move that one too. I'm probably going to run out of bobbin. Okay, I'm going to have to switch that one. So you just keep going. Hey, Kim. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for watching. It's good to see you. Hi, Susie. I am making my own pattern. It's called Friend Chip Quilt. And you can find the supply information and description in the over on my main YouTube page under the post. And feel free to print that, and you're welcome to share it with other people. It's called Friend Chip because we use these, what you call potato chips. They're 2.5 by 4.5. And we used a jelly roll for this project. Okay, let's see. And a 1/2 yard of an accent fabric, and that'll be for your stars. I don't have either one, Kathy. Don't jinx myself, Teresa. I'll try not to. I think Brandon's up from his nap. Yeah, he's up. His hand is still a little swollen, and he is getting a little bit better about doing what I tell him to do in regards to trying to get his hand feeling better, you know, or the swelling down. He's been wearing his brace, and he's been wearing his the sling. So the other day I told him, would it kill you to try it? Try it for a couple of days. If it feels better, then you know that's something that is working. I mean, that is what the doctor's orders were, you know, when they sent you home from the hospital. So I had to get the orders back out. I'm like, read here. I'm like, I know you're a manly man, but nobody else is going to see you. It's just us here and the dogs. Okay. Now, I didn't really check the size of my blocks before I started sewing these together. I did, like, with the first 4 that I sewed before I sewed them together. And so I feel pretty confident about my 1/4 inch seam. Is pretty much consistent throughout. And so, yeah, I didn't really feel it necessary. But I have been sewing for a while, or, you know, making quilts. And this is my favorite machine for the 1/4 inch seam. So it's all good. He either fell on it this way or this way. I'm not really sure. And he doesn't really remember either. But I'm thinking he may have landed this way. And so it's really bad spraying up on here. And so, yeah, at first he could not wiggle his fingers hardly at all. And we did go get an x-rays, and it's not broken. Okay, I'm going to double check this because I was talking. All right. I don't like that one there, so I'm going to put... And it has been a couple of weeks now, so... It seems like he's doing okay, and then he must sleep on it wrong and doesn't realize it or something. And then he'll wake up with it hurting. And also because it hurts on the top, he had a hard time putting that brace on because it just hurt, you know. It made it a lot worse. So I said, well, at least keep it in the sling, right? Your doctor didn't want you moving it around. For like 3 weeks, he was supposed to keep it in the brace and sling for at least 3 weeks. And then after the 3 weeks, he was supposed to start moving his fingers and doing all, but you know, he hasn't done any of that. He hasn't, he doesn't mind the doctor. All righty. So yeah, if I don't like how something looks, I just, you know, flip it over and go to the next one. And then just keep going. Now there's a fly in here. Those fall flies are irritating. I think I like this one and that one. Oh, yeah. I thought I was stubborn. When it comes to medical treatment stuff, you find out how stubborn they really are. I guess because, you know, they're raised to not show any signs of weakness, right? And I think part of that is just part of being a man, you know, like, for instance, back in the caveman days, if they were to show weakness of any kind, you know, they could lose whatever they could lose their family, they could lose, you know, food. So maybe it's kind of ingrained a little bit for them to not show weakness. You know, and I'm, you know, kind of picking on him here a little bit, but I totally understand him, and I just make the offer, you know, I don't, you know, try to make him feel bad or anything like that, you know. It's like, you could do this if you want to try this. If he doesn't, then okay. I just would like him to try to be really careful. I don't want him to, you know, be falling down, right? A couple of weeks ago, he told me to just go put him in a nursing home. I'm like, if you think you're going to get somebody at the nursing home letting you do whatever you want, you got another thing coming. Oh, that dang fly. Okay, so now I can iron those. Go ahead and sew these together. And again, I'm just making sure I like how these look. Yeah, fall flies are sticky boogers. They sure are. They drive me crazy. And our neighbors over here, they have 2 horses, 2 mules, 2 cows, 2 mama cows, and 2 calves, and a bull. So, you know, there's a little bit of farm stuff around, right? That draws the flies in. So that doesn't help. Plus all of the elk that have been around. Okay. Um, we get about close to like 30 head of elk come through the yard, and that's a lot of pooping. It's the thread is a really, really light yellow. I usually use either this light yellow color or because yellow really blends well with almost everything, or a buff creamy color. Thank you, Jamie. A little drama, Brandon. Yeah. Let's see if anybody tagged me or anything here real quick. Lynn, if you want to do the 12 block, then you need 42 strips. You could go through your stash and cut 2 more strips from some other fabric that matches what you have. If you want to do the 9 block one, then you only need then 40 strips will be more than enough. You'll have leftovers because you only need 252 chips that are 4.5 by 2.5 for the 9 block quilt. For the 12 block, you need 336. So that's what I did with these, is I only had 40 strips, but I went and looked in my stash in my yardage because I needed a full strip, you know, 2.5 by width of fabric. And I just incorporated that into my strips. So it's really up to you. Oh, thanks, Denise. And hello, how are you doing? Oh gosh, that's one thing I like about being here, Kathy, is we don't have skunks up here this high. Now, I have seen a few way down on the river road, um, but it's in a much warmer area. And I think it just gets too cold up here. And I really haven't seen raccoons either. It's raining. But where I lived over in eastern Oregon, oh my goodness. Yeah, we had skunks, and our dogs were, one of my dogs was always getting sprayed. It was a border collie. And I guess he just couldn't quit chasing after them, trying to keep them out of the yard because, yeah, that dog got sprayed so many times. And yeah, he got scrubbed down. I tried all kinds of things. Oh, it's really coming down out there. Oh no. So what I did, let's see, I used, watered them down, and then baking soda, a lot of baking soda. Get one of those big boxes of baking soda, and that baking soda helps um, absorb that skunk oil because the skunk oil is oily, right? So you have to get something that will neutralize that oil. And get rid of that oil. So yeah, that's what I used. And I tried the tomato juice thing. Baking soda worked the best. Also, you could get a product called Simple Green, which is environmentally friendly, and it's a grease cutter. Or in Dawn dish soap. That's the other one, Dawn. So Dawn helps cut grease, right? And they use Dawn on wildlife, little ducks and all that stuff. So, but it does take a couple of scrubbings. Yes, coming down pretty good out there. Let's see. Want this one there? No, not this one. 407. getting tired. Peroxide. Yeah, I tried that too. Oh, I hear a baby elk calling for its mom. Another thing that's cool about living here is all the elk and deer, birds. It's a really high-pitched squeal, I guess. And they go, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," like that. The younger ones, the babies, is a little higher pitched, and then the mother calls back with the same kind of call, but it's a little bit lower in tone. Oh yeah, coyotes. We have those, and wolves. Two more sets to go. And then I'm probably going to go ahead and get off of here, as I'm really starting to squirm. I'm feeling squirmy. Meaning my back has had more than enough. Oh, dang. Well, they're not the same fabrics, but they are the same blue. That's all right. I don't need to be that picky. At least they're not the same fabrics. My last one. Okay, Susan, I'll see you later. Thank you for being here. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate it. Love seeing everybody. Spending some Sunday afternoon with you. So the next thing I will do is iron these. And then those are my tops, the top of the block. These are the bottom of the block. So I will press the seam on all of those one way, and then press the seam on this one, on these, the other way. So now you're actually going to have some seams to match up. But it's just in the middle, so no big deal, right? And then after I press them, I'll lay them back out here and chain piece again. And then I will probably go ahead and put them up on the design wall, because they will all be like this. And I'll put them up 3 across and 4 down. And that's your 12 blocks. And then, you know, decide whether you want to put a border on or not. If I can find some fabric that goes with this, I'll probably put a border on. But before I put that border on, I'll do a white border all the way around. So that'll kind of stop the color, right? So you just do like a 1.5 or a 2.5 inch border, what I call a, you know, stop border. Plus that would help keep your seams from coming apart. Or if you're not going to do any borders at all, then once you get all of this put together, go around the whole outside 1/8 of an inch, like a basting stitch. Now put your, like my sewing machine, I would put it on like 3.5 maybe. So you want to just catch all those seams all the way around. That'll keep that all together nice and tight until you get to quilt it. Because you don't want these, you know, popping, because that's a real pain, right? Okay, so those are all my bottoms and my tops. So that's where we are this week. Next Sunday, we should have this all finished up. And I can do something else. All right. Thank you, Laura. Thanks, Valerie. Get some rest, Katie. I hope you get to feeling better, sweetheart. So, thanks for joining me today, you guys. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. I would appreciate it. And let's see. Tiffany's Quilting Live comes on in, you know, like 45 minutes. So go say hi to her. I'm sure she will be sewing something fun. She always is. So, yep, I'll see you in the chats until next week. I'm just letting everybody say goodbye for a few minutes. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Joe. Bye, Katie. Bye, Lynn. Bye, Brownie. I think I like saying Brownie. Makes me hungry for one, too. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. You all take care. Love ya. And God bless you. See you next time. I'll try and have YouTube working.